Done. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Going Vocal. Today we're going to be discussing Trump's immigration policies and how it's going to affect India. Many of you are well aware that the immigration policies have also now been adopted to some extent by Europe as well. So there is an anti-immigration wave right across Europe and America to some extent. How is this going to affect the Indian economy? This is going to be the point of our discussion today. And on the panel, I have Mr. Suresh, Mr. Hemant, and Mr. Anupam, all well known to those of you who have been following our channel. Guys, again to the open forum, what do you guys feel is going to be the effects to the Indian economy because of Trump's attack on the H-1B visa? Recently, he mentioned that $100,000 is going to be the payment that each company makes each year if they're going to retain an immigrant on the H-1B. How do you feel this is going to affect India and the Indian economy? Guys, so Hemant?
Yeah. So good evening and hi to everyone. Nice to be again back to Going Vocal. So this is a very interesting topic. Yes, there are going to be pluses and challenges for India as far as this latest policy of Donald Trump is concerned. So the thing is, as far as the challenges are concerned, a lot of good talents will certainly come and join, grab opportunities in companies. Especially as we all know, in America, NASA, which is the space organization of India, America, just similar to ISRO, you have a lot of Indians. Almost 50 to 60% of the employees working there are Indians. So ISRO is actually on an expansive mode. I'm just giving you an example. So ISRO has now opened up to private sector. So we definitely, this is a golden opportunity as far as India is concerned to attract the best talents of the experienced Indians who want to come back. That is number one. And then, of course, tech, the engineering, manufacturing sector, and of course, management, consultancy, finance. You are going to get it's an opportunity for the best talents to come here, both in public and private sector. We can attract the best talents, but at the same time, this is also going to be a competition for those young Indians who are passing out, and those who have also experienced. They are going to face stiff competition. So this is where the challenge lies. India and the government has to create more opportunities so that the immigrants and as well as the Indians who are already here who want to be in India have a level playing field. So this is one thing which I foresee. Definitely the brains, it is going to be a reverse brain drain as far as this particular the consequence of this policy is concerned. Of course, the other thing which I would like to say is I think India has to improve its perception, because if you see immigration, why did Indians go immigrate to US? Why did they migrate to US? Now, even today, we are seeing a lot of them going to Australia and other European countries. So why did they do that? Because many of the talented people were lacking opportunities here. So now, in 2025, especially since the government of India has now proclaimed that by 2047 we are going to become a developed country, we need to have that opportunity. We need to, give that opportunities to those migrants who are coming here. It's just not enough. They come here and they are not without any opportunity. They will become despondent. They will also not be able to go back, which is also not good, because a very important thing comes to my mind. I'm just taking 1 or 2 minutes. During COVID, you found that a lot of Malayalis came from Gulf to Kerala, especially because many of the companies were firing people. Some of them were working on half salaries. So many things happened, and so many of the Malayalis, they left Gulf and came to Kerala the promise by the Kerala government that everyone will be well settled in terms of employment or business opportunities, but it was only by word. So nothing happened after that. And then many of them went back, or some of them who are not able to go back, I don't know. I mean, the situation, many of them is not as that good. So that kind of a situation should not be created. So the opportunity for the immigrants.
Basically, with this particular brain gain that we're going to be getting, how do you guys assume that the brain gain? I mean, how can the government begin to use the brain gain? What should it do? Government and other senior private partners of the government. When I say senior private partners, I'm talking about the people on the large scale, such as the Ambanis and large scale business houses across India, which partner with the government in many ways. The idea that I'm asking is, how can they begin to leverage the brain gain when they cannot even use whatever brain is here right now for us? What do you guys suggest is a method for them to leverage the brain gain? Anupam?
Yes, Rahul, I'd like to answer this. Yeah, it's an important question that, of course, people coming from America will have some additional skills which they would have, and they will come back over here. But the thing is, people generally move for two reasons. One, they want a good life, where clean air, and then no nonsense things. People have common sense. In India, we see people generally do not have basic civic sense as well. So because of these things, people try to move over there, and who has the opportunity, they grab it and go over there. But once, because of these tariffs and all these things happening, if people are coming from there, it is also a golden chance for Indian government and people who are coming back to set up their own entrepreneurial firms over here. They can create more jobs, because you see, if the people could not move over there in US, but of course the US firms will need support from country like India to complete their manpower and also the skills that Indians have. I think most of the Americans do not majorly focus on this STEM degree, which I'm saying, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. They do not have these so many skills over there. So in case the people who are coming back, they can have their own firms and then become entrepreneurs over here, and create multiple jobs for Indian people. And also, government has to also see, because we have seen a lot of times the government officials have already started to raise questions on the usage of the social media platforms like YouTube, and then other e-commerce platforms which are completely based on the United States of America firms. And the Indian government is already saying that we have to reduce the dependency on this, and what we can do is we can have our own platforms, and these such kind of e-commerce platforms which would be competing directly with the US or maybe European firms as well. So, but having said that, I think the support from the government is crucial. They will have to give the right environment and also the right funding to these people who come back, and they say that no, we have some vision with us, and they can collab with various our own. We have rich people in our country, which are like HNIs, you say Ambanis, and then we have Ambanis, then Adanis as well. So a lot of people are there who can fund these in collaboration with the government, can start creating these social network sites, which would be really competing with with the other or MNCs. And why I'm saying this, because India has the potential, and also we have a lot of people with the population. We can beat any country. So the consumption will also not be a problem over here. So if you see, Russia and China already their own search engine and also their social networking sites. Most of the sites that the United States of America has, like YouTube and Google, it's completely already blocked by China. They have their own search engines and those social networking sites. So I think India should had already done these things before with a good plan. But I think better late than never. But I think, like Hemant said, era where India will have to develop itself, because we want to move towards a developed economy, and doing that, I think these kind of decisions which are happening and these kind of turnarounds that are happening, like these tariffs and all those migrations problem, I think India has a chance, and I think we can well equip ourselves with a with a golden future, that I see.
So
Yes, sir.
it's very interesting. Anupam here has discussed the kinds of businesses that can be done. Okay, so he has talked about starting up various kinds of, a lot of business people who are coming back and looking at certain types of businesses, search engines, and I think things like YouTube that are locally focused, and starting the government promoting that. Am I correct? So promoting that, and inward looking, where we look into our own market, because our market is really a very big market, isn't it? Since our market is a very big market, we'll be able to look inward and begin to sell inward. But my question is, why haven't we done that already? What is the reason that we have these people who are so entrepreneurially talented and have all these, engineering skills? I think India is the number amongst the top players when it comes to entrepreneurial and engineering talent, isn't it? I think the Americans and the Chinese may beat us in entrepreneurial talent. The Chinese do have something similar to us in terms of both entrepreneurial as well as engineering talent. Somewhere we do play at a certain level, but they have been able to leverage much better. Okay, they have been able to use their people and supply both to their internal markets as well as to their external markets. What can we do? And first of all, why have we not been able to? Do you have any suggestions, Suresh? Why we have not been able to?
Okay. Good evening, all. I think the actions of Donald Trump is only a signal, because he cannot completely ignore our India's IT talents, both in terms of skill and the payment. If he employs a US national, the IT firms have to pay heavy salary to their employees compared to Indians, because India is a cheap market. We have so high potential in human resources, be it in IT sector or health sector, in any sector. Our population is very high. So I think the aim of Trump is to isolate or to set apart India from the hold of Russia and China, because the actions of Trump is somewhat eccentric. He did not click on to one stand. He changes his stand, and now the Indian government has started dialogues with the US counterparts to settle this H1B1 visa issue. I think Trump cannot completely ignore India's IT talents. So I think the normal situation will come back. As far your question is concerned, I think for any IT individual from India, the first and most important for his is the income he earns from his IT job. Compared to United States, even the IT giants in India like Infosys or TCS cannot pay the amount equal to those who receives in United States. An IT professional in US gets, I think, 2 or 3 fold times higher income in United States. So naturally, the IT professionals want to go for better pastures in Europe or United States. If he starts an industry and entrepreneurship in India, I think he cannot earn what he earns in United States, and the government cannot fulfill its promises as like a country in India with 1.4 billion people. How can the government alone provide jobs to these highly mammoth population?
Chinese have been able to do it. So the government must definitely have some strategic possibility for them to be able to do it. Because China has been able to do it.
Sir, but Chinese talents are confined to China only. I don't think it is not spreading in US like those for Indians. As far as India is concerned, our English skill is an added qualification for an IT professional, like compared to China, where they, as Anubhav said, their search engines are in Mandarin language, their own Chinese engines, search engines, as also for Russia. But we have English, we have the base of English talent for any IT professional. So China, I don't think China, I think China focuses mainly on other industries like manufacturing industries, heavy industries or textile industry like that. I don't think in IT field.
You're right that they have a very strong manufacturing base, but they do also to some extent compete with us when it comes to engineering talent and tech talent. They've advanced. There are only two countries that have really advanced artificial intelligence with them. And one is the US and the other is China. I think China has a state-run company, and America has 4 or 5, according to what I hear, what I've seen in the news, 4 or 5 companies that are running artificial intelligence servers, and those computers that have GPUs and big computers. So I think yes.
Can an Indian IT professional get the same salary in China that he receives in the United States?
An Indian IT professional cannot get the same salary in China as he receives in the United States. That is simply because the IT professional in China is a low-cost supplier. I think they've been able to reduce labor costs much further than Indians have also. And perhaps they don't compete at that scale as Indians do because of the complications surrounding language, and also because of the strictness that the government has when it sends out migrants, as well as the fact that America itself must be strict when it's accepting Chinese migrants due to the competition that exists between China and the US. So they might be a little bit worried. Different political systems also, which are, antagonistic political systems. That is, they're political systems that fight with each other and don't agree with each other at all, is one of the reasons maybe that, sourcing Chinese talent is a bit of a problem. But they do source Chinese products. China is also a big market. So that is one of the things. The thing is, I would like to ask, you see, we come to an assumption that maybe this is what Trump is saying they're going to do this only for a period of time. We don't know that. Let's make the assumption that there is a drive, because America doesn't have that level of engineering talent right now. And many people who are in America opt for other options. Go for other less intense. So engineering is a very intense role in terms of the level of studies that is required and the level of commitment to, the time that you have to commit each day to your office hours. So maybe a lot of Americans may like a bit more relaxed jobs. So, but it seems that Trump is trying to change that and bring in engineering talent into the US itself, with their own local universities, because in his recent interview, he was talking about hiring and training local talent from their own universities right across the country, taking them, training them, and he was talking about that. So in case Trump doesn't intend to be joking about this, tell me, what can we as a government actually do other than just give ideas? Because Modi has this tendency, our Prime Minister, and they will have a tendency to talk a lot about ideas when they come on stage. But what are the core things that we can actually do in order to make sure that this engineering and entrepreneurial talent is used, this talent that is this raw material coming back to our country, that has networks, that has ideas, or is skilled in certain aspects of IT? How can we take this raw talent, and what can we do as a nation, especially as a government, along with the business partners who are viable? When I say viable, who have the capacity to create the impact in a nation as big as India. So how can we get them to, what can they do? What exactly are the policy changes? What do you guys think?
Yeah, actually, one thing is we need to actually give a very proper, what should I say, roadmap, and also if you are taking, say, engineering or manufacturing industry, what are the I mean, the kind of industry, in-depth analysis and presentation has to be done. Number one, because the people that we are going to attract, they are all well experienced, and that too in America. It's altogether a different. The work culture there and the work culture in India, there is a big difference, because Americans, if you see, they have not achieved success just like that. America, as you know, it's a country of immigrants. So they've been able to achieve so much of success. It's because of their hard work, the discipline, and the innovativeness. So those things, what these Indians who have been already experienced and who have gone through, that we have to fine tune it to the Indian atmosphere. Number one, in all segments, not only manufacturing, also IT, AI, space, education, even auditing. Because now on 23rd of September, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, Modi has convened a meeting where he wants to reset the audit culture. If auditing firms, we think about audit today. What are the names that come to us first? It is either EY, Ernst & Young, or DSB, Merrill Lynch, or Price Waterhouse. It's all that all firms who are doing audit are American firms. So Modi is trying to bring a change where Indian firms can also compete internationally from India. So to do all this, that was just an example of the line. So the government has to give a very broad outline of what we are going to do, what we are doing, and what we are going to do. Number one, because Americans definitely are very professional. So these Indians who have worked there, who are going to come here, they'll be expecting that kind of a professionalism. And of course, the second thing would be, I think, patriotism. Patriotism, being, serving your motherland. That is what Trump is doing, isn't it? Trump is bringing that American nationalism. So similarly, serving your motherland. So use your experience in America. Come here and serve your motherland, and let's work together as a team and reach our goal of 2047. That kind of language. If the government of India does,
the government should begin to use a language change, a lot of linguistic changes, where we keep becoming more and more nationalistic, more and more patriotic, and more
yes.
Feel as if it's our duty to build these businesses, and keep that kind of words going on all the time in order to enhance the confidence levels and to make sure that our people will be able to do it. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Anupam, do you have any idea? You look as if you want to say something.
Yeah, Rahul, I think the answers lies, I think, in the political field as well only, where we need a very strong political will. Like Hemant said, strong government has to be there. Then I think backed with the strong decisions. If you see, we are comparing with the United States of America, where there is no reservations. Over here, we see a lot of people who has good talent do not get selected because of these reservations. How can we say that we have to be patriotic when our own government, all the rules that we have already have that in the constitution and in the political atmosphere, because of this our own talents do not get selected, they feel left out because of these I think reservation is one of the things. Then there are other issues as well, like bribery, and then there are a lot of problems are there. So this has to be done away with a strong political will. People should be punished
Right.
severely. We have seen that a lot of people get hired just because they pay some money to some politicians. So this has to go away. The patriotism right has to come not only from the citizens. It has to be drive down right from the political willpower. And if it is not strong, I think the all the decisions that we are saying over here, even the Prime Minister Modi and the other party who are claiming that come back to India and work over here, if we are not giving the right atmosphere, we have so much issues. I think it will it will not impact a lot. So we have to have a great political influence. We have to clean our country. We have to give reservations only who deserves it. Right approach, right auditing of people, how they are earning money, what is their real earning, and based on the earning, maybe we can have the reservations and all those things. We have to. There are a lot of internal issues are there because of
So a lot of
which
systemic changes
yes,
basically. So a lot of
systematic
changes in
system changes are
yeah,
required.
system
Yes,
changes are
yes.
required. Yes, yes, very interesting. Very yes. Yes, Suresh, you wanted to say something also, it seems. Yeah,
As
anything?
Anubhav said, the policy change from the part of government is absolute necessary. After Modi came to power, there we saw many changes in the sector, like the abolition of license raj or bureaucratic red tapeism. So those are positive steps as far as Atmanirbhar Bharat is
So do you think
concerned.
really red
It,
tapeism has really gone to a large extent? Don't you feel that even now, at least let's say red tapeism and corruption as well inside the bureaucracy, do you feel that those have really been removed? Or do you think that it's the
there
corruption?
there exist, but it has been reduced to great extent. As far as a former government servant, I know, unlike in the past, where you have to submit if you want to start an industry or entrepreneurship, you have to submit papers in municipal office, electricity office, pollution control. Now they are scrutinized under one single window system in every stage. When Modi came to power, it has become a policy that anyone who want to start an entrepreneurship, enterprise, he can start, he or she can start, and the government has liberalized the loan, the sanctioning of loans from the banks. In the past, people found it very difficult to avail loans to start an industry. Now the farmers, everyone will get, the women without a guarantee will get loan to start an industry.
If
So
this is the
even
case,
for
then why is it that still the Make in India dream remains in India? Why is it still that we are not able to use our entrepreneurial talent and our engineering talent?
no,
If what
there has
do you
a
feel
sea
that
change
these
happening
things,
in India.
do you feel that these things are theatrics rather than real political theatrics where we set up this kind of infrastructure, but it isn't really functional because Anupam said, the will is not behind it. The will is not following it. People who are corrupt are not being captured from the bureaucracy
Uh,
and
ca-
given
ca-
jail time, and people who are
I think
stopping movement of files. Yeah. Yes.
compared to 30 or 40 years ago, now we are living in the era of Right to Information Act. No bureaucrat can prolong the sanctioning of files or approval of files to a great extent. And when you compare to the situation in 1980s and 1990s, you can see a vast change.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
of course, when we compare it to 1980 and 1990, we do see a vast change. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, yeah. I also
But
feel
I'm
that.
asking,
Yeah,
at
yes.
the present moment,
Yeah.
competing with other countries, will we be able to, because they must have also changed in their own ways, and will we be able to sustain ourselves
Yeah,
and
Rahul,
progress?
yes,
I think
Yes,
we are,
Anupam. Yes.
yes, we are still far behind. Mr. Suresh was pointing that there are a lot of issues that are we do not see corruption. I think Mr. Suresh, why corruption we don't see it because the things have been digitalized now, and more we digitalize the things, it will be very easy to how would I say
track,
approve it, and
track.
then we can have auditing, we can have right approval processes, we can have accountabilities. So the things like if you see previously we used to have licenses also completely offline, so then people used to give bribes and they used to get licenses. Everything is now online. You have to apply over their license, you have to write a day, you have to choose for the appointment for your test, and then you have when you pass your test then you receive your license. Similarly for the passport as well. So more and more things we cannot rely just on the humans. We have to make system foolproof, and foolproof can be done only with the digitalization. More and more digitalization should be there, especially in government offices where even if tender is passed, now we have seen that all the tenders that were passed previously were completely offline. They used to meet some officials, and based on them, they used to take money under the table, and they used to propose their own agendas. But right now, with the tenders also, it's completely online. You have some online, you have to pay the fees, and then complete tender passing and everything is done completely online. So we have accountabilities and people, and all the things are recorded now. So these things we cannot rely on humans. And the other thing I will say, Rahul, is why? Because we are on a transition phase. We still have that mindset that we have to study till 10th, then we have to pass 12th, then we have to do graduation, and then we try to get a good job. That is how our mindset is now. But I think this has to change. This We have to find ways to earn money, because I think yesterday only I was seeing a video. 16-year-old boy was he said, "I've created an AI company," and he has kept his dad as a employee in that organization. So this is how the things are changing, and it was an Indian boy. So I was
Okay.
very fascinated to see that, and we have seen that 16 years old, he started his career learning AI right from the age of 6. So I think things are changing. It will take time because it's a huge country with
And,
various cultures and everything. It will take time, but I think a political willpower and right direction with right strategies, I think we can move faster. Yes, the speed is slow, but
it is very easy to avail loans now compared to for 30 or 40 years ago. Money
yes,
Right.
loan availability is
I
much
mean, there
easier.
is no
yes,
point in us comparing it to 30 years ago because what happens is 30 years ago, the entire landscape was different. Now,
right,
the thing is, I feel that we have to compare our situation now to other countries and look at the goals that have been set by Modi, Mr. Modi, and the other political parties, whoever are involved. They've set a certain goals. So, are we going to be able to achieve those goals? Are we going to compete in the modern world with others? Because 30 or 40 years ago, we had license Raj and various other kinds of protectionist methods which we don't have now. But still, the idea or the plan of Make in India has not taken off to the extent. And we are still exporting people. Our talent, talent, and raw material is being exported. We do not know how to use our raw material, which is our engineers and our entrepreneurs. We do not know how to get them to rise within the country itself, which China has really managed to pull off. It's really managed to do very well when it comes to using its entrepreneurs and its engineers. I believe Mr. Xi Jinping, who's definitely a genius, has focused a lot on engineering talent. Similar to India, because I think India has been focusing on engineering talent since the years of Nehru. So that's a very, very long time. We have been focusing on engineering talent with RECs and a lot of various engineering colleges. But the level at which we have been able to use our engineers to create that impact both in the nation and outside the nation is lacking comparatively to China or to the US itself. So that is what I think. Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Going Vocal. These are a few of the ideas that we have with regards to how we can use any of the talent and the raw material that comes back to India in the event that the H-1B fiasco persists in the US. So, yes, I'd like to thank all of our panelists here again for their wise ideas. Thank you very much, guys. And to our viewers, have a great day. And please do subscribe to our channel if you enjoy what we have, because we'll be coming up with more. Take care. Bye bye.
thank you, bye.
Bye.
Have a
Bye.
good day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.